Hey everyone, it's Minusuma here, and we have actually a few things to comment this week. Today is 5th of April of 2025, and we're going to be looking at what the market condition is at the moment, what essentially can we prepare for, and how to navigate this time successfully. So let's gonna look into that. Right, this week we've got a big drop on almost every single sector so far, including technology, consumer cyclicals, defensive, financial, healthcare, real estate, utilities, energy, basic materials. Pretty much everything is in deep red on Friday. When we look at the fear and greed index, we can observe that we are at the moment on extreme fear level at a value of 4. Usually, we are closer to an actual bottom or the most likely the lowest point, and then usually the price tend to bounce from these levels. I do not take any advice from this indicator, more to know how this market sentiment is. In this infographic from Charlie Vilejo in creative planning, we can see that the biggest today percentage decline in history that has happened this Thursday and this Friday, we can observe how every single time in history, 1 year after this event happened, 3 years after, and 5 years after, the market was at every single time up. What's going to happen in a year time? We don't know, but based on the statistics, we are actually closer to making a bottom than continually going lower. For those who invest long term, then the news of 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years performance for the SP 500 is positive. Now, let's gonna look into the most important part, which is price action and taking direction based on that. So let's gonna start reviewing one of the system and how it has performed so far. In this system, we can see the recent position that has been closed in the Nasdaq in the QQQ on the day 3rd of April, and it took a profit by shorting the Nasdaq. So right now the system is sidelines, it's not with any position open in any short, and these are the last couple positions that it took successfully. Just wanted to give you a bit of head up. Looking at the chart performance, we can observe that the double top commented past week on the video has been activated and has been as well completed. So the price is currently lower than the objective price. Also, we had activated a second Fibonacci retracement wave that as well has been successfully achieved. So we have one first move. It bounced back to the 50% area on the Dow Jones. And then if we project another second one, we can see that the price target was 38,510 and the price is slightly trading at lower value than that at the close. So from a technical standpoint of view, we don't have anything at the moment. All the bearish objectives on the Dow Jones has been achieved, and now we need to wait until the price action give another signal. We are currently in very oversold level under the RSI, and I don't discard that in the upcoming week we'll have a strong bounce, but we'll need to see the price to dictate what's happening. Now, moving into the Russell 2000, we've got a downtrending channel, and at the moment the price does not have a clear structure whatsoever. If we zoom out, we can see that we have a maximum top in 2021, similarly that this year at the beginning of 2020 or in November 2024, and the price has lost the correction, and the correction was greater than the 61.8% of the Fibonacci retracement. So based on probabilities, we are closer to go to the 1658 area, which is a very strong support area. And if we lose then that section, then the situation will be very ugly. At the moment in the Russell 2000, we don't have a clear objective or a clear direction, more than the price is currently on correction mode, and then in the future the 200 moving average will act as a resistance. Moving into the SP 500, We have an ascendant triangle that was activated and completed. We also have a second wave of Fibonacci level that was achieved. So we have the price correcting. I'm gonna zoom in to see it properly. So we connect the maximum, we connect the minimum that was made on the 13th of March of this year. The price bounced and the 38.2 acted as a resistance. We can see here by an engulfing pattern, and then the price, we lost it actually with a gap of the 13th of March 2025, and then the price left another gap. So if we actually project the Fibonacci retracement level to calculate how much the movement is going to be, we can see specifically that the price target on the bearish objective was 5,137, and that price is achieved because it's currently trading lower than that. Similar situation as the Dow Jones Industrial Average, it tried to make the previous support actually was lost as well. And now the next support is at 4,953. No clear signal at the moment of any pullback. We just need to wait until Monday to see what's happening. Moving into the Nasdaq, we have a divergence where we can see that the price were trading higher. So we have here a maximum, and then here we have another maximum. And instead in the RSI, we have a minimum or a maximum here. And despite the price keep going higher, the indicator was doing completely the opposite. So the divergence was activated and the price target was as well achieved of the divergence. Same cases at the previous indexes. We have had very big correction on Friday. Prices are heavily on oversold area. Panic is at the full level on the fear and greed index. So I don't discard that we are closer to an actual bounce in the upcoming week, as we already have two big gaps now that will act as a resistance in the future. That means that it comes with more opportunities for those who are willing to enter. For those who are currently short, then I'll be more careful because obviously the price has been corrected since all-time highs already. It's gonna look 21% in the Nasdaq. So we can objectively say that the Nasdaq turned from a long-term trend from bullish trend into now a bearish trend, which if we follow the American system, a bearish trend starts from maximum to the current price level at 20%. Right, that's on the indexes side. If we look into the crypto, we can see that the situation is quite interesting. So we still have the double top activated of Bitcoin that will potentially lead the price around the 70,000 area. We don't have a clear definition of Bitcoin direction. We have the 200 moving average get good as a resistance. From technical analysis, there is nothing at the moment here that we can see in the short term that the price direction will be bullish because we still have this big consolidation activated. So for those who are not at the moment on the Bitcoin, I'll just remain cautious because we need to wait with a clear direction what's going to be. Ethereum. It has a massive structure of rectangle activated, projected on a bearish structure. Hard to me to believe, but it doesn't matter what I believe. You need to have a very good system with clear entries and exits that tells you when to enter, when to exit, under what scenario you're going to do, and not follow any financial advice from anyone within the internet. And of course, do not take my advices as a buying or selling opportunity. I'm doing this for educational purposes only. Right, so Ethereum specifically doesn't have, or it doesn't look overall good, the chart. We have the massive drop, then we have the bounce. The bounce that before we can see that that area acted as a support, now is acting as a resistance. So it doesn't look good overall with a non-clear definition. We have as well the 200 moving average moving lower. So I will just remain cautious. And last thing, we're going to move into the Magnificent Seven. Apple is in an interesting point. It was forming a triangle, but it did not activate it, at least the bullish structure. Now the 200 moving average is moving in the will in the future act as a resistance. And I'm saying that is interesting because basically the price went to actually look this trending line. So Apple at the moment doesn't have any clear direction. The only thing we can say is since 2023, if we project this as an actual big correction or as an actual healthy, instead of big, I will call healthy correction, we can say that Apple has corrected between the 50% and the 61.8. It's very important that we don't lose the 61.8%, which passes or goes in the 176 area. Otherwise, the price will, by probability, go to a lower point, looking in the 124. This situation has not happened yet. All I'm saying is this is the next support level. Currently, it's an area of support, which is positive. And then we have the next big support level on the 176 area. It's very important to not lose that, that section. Amazon currently on correction, nothing to comment this week here. We can see that we were trending on a beautiful, every single time we have basically a beautiful trend line up, and we lost it. And now, as you can see, even on Friday when I zoom in, the price tend to recover back and now is acting as a resistance. So that will be the first area of resistance, then the gap, then the 200 moving average, then the 206, and then we have the 242 previous all-time highs. Google, similar as Apple, we are seeing a correction or a healthy correction to Fibonacci levels since previous or since 2022. Currently, we are sitting at the 50% and almost at the same level, so at 145, and the retracement is at 144. Very important to not lose the previous support level, which is in the 129 area, and also this basically support. This is very important area to not be lost. As previously mentioned, I see more as an opportunity, especially for this upcoming week, but it's very important that we watch closely the market and we will navigate the situation accordingly. Meta, so it has a triangle activated and the objective is around the 412 area. The price left a gap and is currently on oversold situation as well. So we'll need to watch closely. Compare than the previous two with Google and with Apple. If we measure a retracement level, actually I went to look the 38.2 area and automatically that area acted as a first support. Then we'll have the 50% and then the 61.8. Microsoft, very, very ugly structure. First of all, because we have a massive rectangle pointing towards the 300 area. Also, we have a rejection on Friday. And if we do exactly the same, if we consider this as a healthy correction since all-time highs from the bullish movement that started in 2022, we can see that the price already perforated the 38.2, and the next areas of support will be the 337 and 307. And then if we move into Nvidia, we can see that the double top that was having an objective to 98 has been activated, and currently the price is trading at 94. Now the next support area will be this area over here around the, I want to be specific, so I'm going to zoom in. So it's exactly at 90.66, and the price doesn't have any clear technical direction at the moment. It just simply does not show anything to me. So few resistance on the way in order to go to all-time highs. The 200 moving average, it moving in the or in the future will act as a resistance. And we're going to now look into the last one, which is Tesla. So Tesla has corrected since all-time highs approximately from current levels 51%. I probably should create one system that automatically says the percentage, so I will keep that in mind for next videos. But essentially it's currently on correction phase. Nothing from technical analysis I currently see. In the long term, we can even say that the minimum of 2020, the minimum of 2023, and the one in 2024, we can project a line. So it's very important this area around the 170, this area over here, to not be lost. And we'll need to see if it acts as an actual support level. In the past, we have a massive inverse head and shoulders. So this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the right shoulder. And the reason why I said inverted is because the head is pointing downwards. If we want to project the objective, we basically measure the distance from the head to the actual neckline, and then we project from the point of breakup or breakout, and then we will see that the objective was around 450. It even reached 488, and since then we have a massive and big correction. From a technical point, on a shorter time frame, we don't have anything at the moment to comment here. It's keep basically going lower. If we consider this as a small triangle, and if we measure the distance of the triangle, then we can see that actually I'm gonna use proper tool. So I'm gonna measure the triangle, and I'm gonna project that. We can observe that the objective target is 176, which will be in line with the previous minimums. So for those who are currently out and are waiting to enter into Tesla, then I would say that from a technical standpoint of view, nothing to see at the moment. And if it keeps going lower, then this area will be a strong area of buy. Well, that's everything for the week, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see on the next video with the market recap. Last thing, talking about the disclaimer, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the Sunday. Bye bye.